everybody, Monica here, Handmade Bay, and the next project that we're doing is with zippers. Okay, remember this year I'm trying to incorporate interactive stuff with our journals, so if you're a beginner you can do this. Okay, don't get intimidated by this because it's really easy to do. You can do this with glue, you can sew it, and just add another element to your journal. So I'm just going to show you real quick. So here it is, the zipper, and then there you go. Now I just showed you this project with the pockets, so you can go back to that video if you want to learn how to do this, if you haven't seen it. But what a fun way to incorporate this into your journals, okay? And this is very appropriate for our Learn It, Make It, Flaunt It February fashion book project that we have. Okay, and here is another one, and this is another way that I did this. I made a peekaboo with it. Okay, so I'm going to show you this in our video today, and you can try it out and make sure you share with me. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so for this I'm going to show you it on my larger book. All right, and you're just going to need some zippers. Now, I have a lot of zippers here. All right, just keep in mind if you're going to go buy zippers either at the thrift stores or the fabric store. Thrift stores are a really great place to get them, though. You need to make sure that it opens up on the bottom. Okay, the zips, lots of these zippers that you get do not open up at the bottom. They stay stationary, right? Because these are just going to go in a skirt, something that doesn't need to be apart like a coat. All right, so if you take a zipper out of a coat or a sweat jacket, that's ideal because you want to have, but it will say it on here. Usually it's, this is for a coat, but I don't have it in here. So just make sure when you go in, just try it out in the store. So now this one, this doesn't separate at the end. All right, so just watch the zipper that you buy. Now, what I did was I took it out of an old sweatshirt. Okay, so I just cut out the zipper. All right, so here you see how there's this at the bottom, the stopper. Okay, so you can go ahead and use it and it'll open up for you. Okay, so what you can do is cut it off of your sweatshirt, and this is kind of like what you'll have, and you just want to separate the zipper. So you're just going to go into here and take a scissor or a seam ripper if you have one. I mean, if you sew, you know how to do this. So you're just going to cut a couple of threads, and it'll start pulling. See the thread? There's about 2 or 3 layers of threads holding this. Okay, and once you get it started, all right, so I'm going to go in there and get this next group of threads. Okay, I'm just going to take my scissor, try to only cut the thread. A seam ripper, I mean, is the ideal tool, but if you don't have one, just a little scissor. And once you get through there, okay, once you loosen it, you should be able to just pull, and it'll come right off of your zipper. Okay, now I don't need this whole zipper because it's just a little piece I'm doing here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is once I get all the fabric off of it, I'm going to go ahead and reattach it. Okay, just like that. And you can clean all this up after. And you're going to see how much of the zipper you need. Okay, so I'm going to have it open this way. So I'm going to line up my bottom, my stopper with the bottom of the page. Okay, and I only need up to here for my zipper. All right, so I'm going to bring my zipper down, or I'm going to mark where I want it. Let's see. So I'll put, what I would do, I wouldn't cut it off right away, just in case. Whoops. Just in case you're sewing it and you have a mishap, or you know, anything can happen. So what I say is just mark where you want to have it. So this is, the zipper is going to be between, right in the middle of this, okay, right where they're sitting. You're going to line it up, and we're probably going to want to glue a sew. Just leave a little bit. Okay, so I'm trying to line it up at the top of the page there. Okay. Okay, so as I said, now you could go ahead, you could have the paper go on top and just have the zipper showing. Okay, if you're going to do that, you want the page, now on a zipper there's a little line here. Okay, you have to leave room for this to come through. All right, so you don't want to be right up against this, the zipper, the teeth. Okay, so there is a guideline here of where you're supposed to sew or glue. Now if you're going to glue it, you can glue this and hide the zipper. So you're going to want to come over from the zipper. And you see how there's a little bit on each side, maybe 1/8 of an inch of the zipper? That's what you want to leave, and that's where you want to glue or sew it. All right, so it's up to you. You can go ahead and take your fabric glue, glue it, and then let it dry. Okay, you can hide the zipper like this, or you can have the zipper show, because why not? Sorry, you can glue it right on top. Just make sure. Now I would do this, turn this backwards if you're going to do that, and then you can do it from the back and know where this is going to line up. Okay, and then unzip it, and then turn it around. All right, so try this out, and then I'll be back to show you the finished product. Okay, so I went ahead and I sewed the zipper in. I took each side, I sewed it here and here. All right, and just before you glue and sew, just put everything in place and make sure you got everything on the right side, because I put it in backwards, so I had to undo it and start over again. So I do have a lot of straggly threads here, but as I finish it, I'll clean it up or leave it like that. You know, I don't mind having that. So here is how this will work. So you go ahead and hold this. It'll unhook, and then you can open up. And here are your pockets to do as you please. Decorate. I'm going to do some more stuff here. This is where it is. I sewed this in. Now, when you are sewing paper, remember, do not use a new needle. Save your old needles for these projects if you're going to sew. And my paper ripped in the middle, so I had to do a binding stitch just to get it back together. And that's what happens if you sew with paper. Make sure that you've got it lined up or whatever you're going to sew, because you really can't do much in the same area again like you can with fabric. But no big deal, because it's just a bunch of fun stitches and it doesn't bother me. All right, and then when you want to close up the book, you're going to go ahead, put your zipper in, and it's really easy. Of course, when I'm showing you, let's see, and always test out your zipper. Okay, and there you go. Now, in order for it not to come off all the way, I mean, if you're careful, you don't really need to do anything. If you just know you're going to leave it there. These are great little things to leave on, because it kind of peeks out of the top, you know, which I think is cute. But if you're worried about this coming off, just fold these ends down and glue them or staple them or whatever, and this will get stopped at the top. It won't come off, okay? So that is that. I think this is a really cute idea with the zipper. Now, if you have zippers that I said, remember the ones you get, a lot of them don't come apart at the bottom. I did that in this one, and I didn't realize it till I started doing this, and I was like, okay, time to improvise. But this one I did, this was a flap over. So let me show you this. So see, this doesn't separate at the bottom. So I just have it opening a little with a little peekaboo. So this was folded over as a flap, and I attached it here. And then I just got some magazine paper, put it under there, a sticker, and attached it here. And then this just stays together, so it's easy up and down, and it stops at the top because it's a short zipper. And this I took out of something, I don't know. But this is another great way, you know, if you don't want to do this, you can do this. But listen, everybody has such great ideas. I cannot wait to see everybody's. Try this. And this I'm probably going to leave out because I think that looks fun. And I put a safety pin there. I just had one laying around. I'm like, Instead of looking to see where it went, I said, you know what, it goes here. So there's another little embellishment you could do on these to go with it. Okay, so send me your pics. I'd love to see you try it. And remember, at the end of the month, we're all going to be showing off our finished projects. And I can't wait to see it. All right, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.